TreVeyon, I guess obviously you had some big plays, but bottom line is how disappointed are you about the loss here, and what do you take from it?
Yeah, of course, we're not happy with that. Of course, we wanted to come out with the win. We knew Buffalo was going to come in and give it their best and play hard. We knew it was going to be a physical game, and so it came out the way that it did. At the end of the day, I'm still thankful, even in moments like this. And the biggest thing, we want to see where we can learn and just continue to grow from here.
Dan mentioned the two big runs. You think that's you becoming more comfortable in the NFL by being able to make those plays?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, just over time, just being able to get more opportunities and go up against the best of the best each and every week, it's been helping me a lot. Just grow. And we have a great running backs coach as well who disciplines us really well. And he's been helping me to grow as well. Not just on the field, but even off the field.
TreVeyon, obviously the first half was effective for you guys offensively, except for your big run in the second half. You guys had troubles. What adjustments did you see from Buffalo to bottle you up in that second half?
I just think they kept playing hard. I think it's as simple as that. They're a team that play for 4 quarters, and they just kept playing hard. They kept fighting, and they ended up coming out with the win.
TreVeyon, on that second long run that you had, where you was actually one play, one touchdown, did you see Drake come down and help make that block to free you to get to the end zone? And if you did, your reaction to that?
I did, and I just think that a play like that, it shows a lot about Drake May, the type of player, not even just the type of player, but the type of person he is, and how unselfish he is. And so, man, that's why when I got in the end zone, the first thing I did was try to do is point at the God, of course, but then point at him and just letting him know, man, I really appreciate that, appreciate his effort, and so.
TreVeyon, on that, I believe Next Generation Stats had you at 21.25 miles per hour, and they had Drake at 20.58, the fastest of his NFL career. Yeah. Did you see him getting down on his knees after that and just kind of fighting for his breath? And what does that mean to you, again, to see someone like Drake do that for you?
Nah, it means a lot, man. I love Drake May. I just love the type of dude he is, man. When he comes in and he's just a light in the locker rooms. He brings a lot of light. He brings a lot of joy. He's a great leader for this team, and that shows right there. A play like that, man, it shows. And so I was hoping that he keeps going because I was getting tired myself. And so.
Good final question, Mike Reese in the back.
TreVeyon, how would you describe just sort of Mike Vrabel's message to you guys in the locker room after the game?
I think Coach Vrabel, man, he's such a great leader for this team, and his message was really, to hold us accountable, of course, and but to pick us up as well, and just to keep us focused. And I think he does a really great job at that. And so I respect him a lot as a head coach, and so I'm thankful that I get to play under him.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all.
Cool.
Shoot.
How would you just kind of put into words, this game, frustrating second half for you guys?
Kind of like that game we anticipated, 60 minutes.
Who's nation down?
Huh?
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Great football team on the other side. Great quarterback.
Thank you.
Great coaches. So you got to kind of tip your hat to them. They had a great plan and they came and played well. So it's going to be a 60-minute football team, a football game. So we came in, we got off to a good start, and that's not all. We got to come out and have the same intensity in the second half. Obviously, we had a little low, but we were fighting back, clawing. Defense gave us some opportunities. We got to find a way to make it happen. So all I can say is a 60-minute football game.
Did you guys maybe forget what it was like to lose, to
Hell
have
no.
this feeling?
No. I mean, it's been a while since we lost, but I wouldn't say we forgot at all. But it's definitely something you never know. We probably needed it. Going on a little streak, I'm not gonna say it's a lot of pressure, but you expect to win it as you should each and every week. But you play good teams every week, and it's a new week every week. You're trying to go 1-0. You just can't ever draw it or kind of say how it's going to be. So it's good for us. It's kind of said in the beginning of the year. Lessons. If you don't learn nothing from it, then obviously you're lost. But it's a lesson for sure that you're going to have to keep that foot on the gas.
What do you think the biggest lesson is in a loss like this?
60 minutes. You can't have no low. The mental side of it and the physical side of it. When you play in a team like that, they play from behind. They're used to playing from behind, fighting back and clawing. They've been together for some years now, and they led this division for a while. So in order to get over that hump, you got to play 60-minute football and execute at a high level.
Steph, do you think there are some lessons that you can maybe only learn through a loss?
100%. You got it's like a daily dose of, your humble pie, especially when you play those good teams. And at this time of the year, December is when you play those teams, and, you got all those implications. And things can go this way, things can go that way. So you just want to go 1-0, and if you don't go 1-0, hopefully you learn from it, and, it helps you moving forward.
What do you think changed in the offense from the first half to the second half?
I got to watch the tape. I don't know. I know they came out, they were going to do a little bit something different, anticipation-wise from what they did in the first half, but I got to watch the tape. Obviously execution. We want to execute at a high level. We didn't execute as well as we want to, but that's all I can say right now.
Steph, in your career, you've had times where y'all did learn from losses and times when you didn't do it so as successfully. How do you go about making sure you can learn from this loss and maximize what you get out of it?
Don't be sensitive. Go in tomorrow with the mindset of everybody could have did more. Everybody could have did, just gave a little extra effort. Even if you did get maximum, just getting on the same page, communication. Just things like that around this time of the year. You had a little bit of weather or whatever you want to dress it up. Just, going in with the right mindset tomorrow that whatever we did to get here, we're not going to change up. We're just going to have to go a little bit harder, watch a little bit of extra tape, do a little couple extra spins and practice, whatever it takes to get a win. So preparing the right way is going to be another thing, but we're not changing.
How tough is this one to swallow, just to be up 3 scores with hat and T-shirts, right there for the taking?
I'm not a huge hat and T-shirt fan, but it's definitely something that we worked hard all year to have the opportunity. But that's all it is. It's just an opportunity. And you could say you'd be frustrated for this, that, and the third, but as it's a team sport, you want to pull for your brothers. You want to band together when you lose. You don't want to start pointing a finger and saying, "Oh, we should have did this," or "We should have did that." If it wasn't fifth, we all be drunk. Sorry. Good? Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
One play at a time, next play mindset, and we got his back. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't care what happens out there. We're going to keep propelling and keep pushing them. So just keep it positive. I ain't screaming and yelling, I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
Christian, been a long time. Maybe it hasn't happened all year where some team has had that sort of success against you, 5 possessions, 5 straight touchdowns. What did you see was going on there, and how come, or why didn't you feel like you could correct it?
Yeah, I mean, can't say nothing but give him props. So, they were able to go in halftime and make corrections and come out and execute. And we got to be better. So, yeah.
Thank you, Christian. We've talked a lot about Josh Allen, of course, but what made him so hard to stop, especially in the second half there, with keeping plays alive?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. I mean, that's his superpower. That's who Josh Allen is. We talked about it all week. I mean, it's just props to them. He went out and, came out in the second half and did what he does. So, we'll learn from it. It hurts, obviously. Everybody knows this hurts. But we'll learn from it, get in here tomorrow, learn from it, and be ready to move on to Baltimore next week.
Christian, looked like you guys played a fair amount of man here today. How would you describe the coverage plan going into the game?
I mean, we had a good amount of everything. It was never like we're just going to play man, just zone. I mean, we have a good mix of man and zone. Just wanting to be aggressive and try to do what we do as a defense. As a secondary, we love to play man. So whenever man is called, we love it. So, it's definitely not like we're going to go away from man. So it's what we hang our hat on. So, yeah.
Carlton came out for a bit of that second half. I'm just curious what, if any, adjustments were made to kind of deal with that, and also how you felt Charles did filling in at those times when he was out.
Yeah. I didn't even notice at first. But once we noticed, there was really no, change in game plan. We in the secondary know it's going to be no drop off, and Charles came in and did a great job. Josh tested him on the deep ball, and Charles held up. So I mean, in our room, it's whoever steps out there, we have full confidence in. so happy for him that he got to get out there, and show what he can bring, and help his defense.
Christian, individually and collectively, how quickly do you guys file this away, this disappointment, and move on?
It's the same as a win. It just hurts. We go home, learn from it tonight, watch, everybody watches film on their own, and we come in here tomorrow, watch film, and on to the next. It hurts a lot worse. It's not as fun to, come in after a loss and do that, but it's the same mindset as if we went out there and won that game. We would have came in here, enjoyed today, and got back ready for Baltimore tomorrow. So it's the same turnaround speed. We just got a different taste than what we wanted.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you, Christian.
Thank y'all.
It's a four-quarter game, in football. So, no matter what that happens, the road coaches, you still got to be even killed. There still can be plays that can change the game at any given moment. And, they made those plays. I'll take my hat off to them and him. Like I said, we just going to bounce back.
Stefon said maybe this wouldn't be the worst thing, the loss at this moment. Can you take some lessons away from it? What is the biggest lesson you maybe you can take?
The biggest lesson is, man, play 4 quarters. That's it. You know what I'm saying? The biggest lesson, play 4 quarters of ball. We talked about it all week, and we didn't come up with the outcome we wanted. So you just learn the lessons. You know what I'm saying? This is a lesson for sure. And like I said, we're gonna shake back.
What is that? Was that basically the message after the game from Coach?
Yeah, for sure. That too, and everybody, checking on our loved ones, checking on the people who care, and like I said, keep moving forward, man. I know this one stings for sure, but it's not going to define us. It's not going to define us. It's not going to define me. It's not going to define the defense. It's not going to define offense. It's not going to define special teams. Nobody, coaches, nobody. So, like I said, we back in here tomorrow, and we getting after it.
Much appreciated.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you. Thank you. That's the result of the game, man. And we knew that was the message all week. And we just had to do our thing. That's it, man. But they executed. So I have a hat off to them. And we just gonna bounce back. Like I said to somebody earlier, we about to bounce back. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's everybody's mindset. And that's what we on.
Jaylinn, how could you guys have played the run a little bit better?
Probably, there's certain things we'll break it down on film. I'll give more of an answer when I watch the film. Possibly read gap sound, some tackle a little better. I know I missed the tackle. There's certain things we can do better, and we all can get better. And that's the beauty of it. We're gonna get better.
You see Josh Allen so many times, but it never changes. Are you amazed at what he does over and over and over?
He's a good player. Like I said, I tip my hat off to them and the boys. They played good and came out with a victory. And it is what it is. We just gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? Move on from it, learn from it, and on to next week.
You've seen him twice now. Won one, lost one. You guys feel like you're right there with him?
You said won, lost one. We feel like with him, I feel like we
with them.
I feel like we worried about the Patriots. Not worried about, not like that. They just beat us and they played a good game. But I think the focus is in house. It's not about if we're with them or not. So yeah.
You guys don't seem too down on yourselves after this game. Is that coming from the message from Mike Vrabel?
For sure, and that's also coming just from the attitude that we got on our team, with the leaders and everybody, like I said, we know what we could have done, and with knowing that, like I said, we just got to shake back and learn from it and do those things, to come out with the W, in these big games like this, so it's okay, it's something we'll learn from, and we'll grow from.
Carlton called this your first playoff game of the season for you guys, just with the stakes, the energy. Do you guys feel like this is a game that could prepare you for what's ahead?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? You learn from it. Big games and times and moments, you learn from it. And like I said, happens now. And, the future when we go to the playoffs, we'll learn and, be prepared. So yeah, you can learn from this moment and use that. This fuel, this, energy, and you can critique the film and personally, and, get better.
Marcus, what'd you see? What happened as far as the second half is concerned, and kind of what kind of lesson do you take from this type of game where you lost the opportunity?
Yeah, we knew going into the game that they were a second half team. At the end of the day, we just didn't finish as we needed to.
Marcus, we haven't seen an offense do that to you guys defensively. 5 straight possessions, 5 straight touchdowns. Were there any sort of commonalities in what happened there and why things turned?
I mean, our main thing was, whenever something does go wrong, we come back to the sideline and, try to get the corrections and everything. They just got the best of us today.
Marcus, on the play that they penalized you for DPI, it looked like you came away with the ball. Could you just describe, from your view, what happened on that play?
Yeah, I would say I was trying to get back in the phase, and then I turned around and came down with the ball, but the ref called a PI, so that's what he called.
Do you feel like you had came down with the ball?
Yeah, I did, but, I mean, the play is called by the referee, so at the end of the day, he called it a pass interference.
Marcus, how challenging was it second half when the offense doesn't have the ball to kind of give you guys a chance to get your legs back underneath of you, even on the scoring drive, right? TreVeyon scores 14 seconds. You guys are right back on the field. Was it tough to kind of get your legs under you there in the second half? It felt like you were on the field a lot.
No, I don't feel like that's one of those situations to where, whenever the offense score, I mean, we know we got to get back onto the field. Our main thing is that we got to get off the field. So making sure that we dial into our keys, get those 3 and outs and everything would definitely help for sure.
Marcus, obviously, you had a great opportunity here. You're disappointed that you didn't do it. How do you put this behind you, and when does that happen?
It starts with tomorrow, getting the corrections and everything. We have a mature team, I will say that. Learn from it and everything, and then get back to the basics that we need to get back to. I would say, we've lost before, and then we know the things that it takes and everything. Like I said, we got a mature team, so we're gonna dial in and get right.
Marcus, over here. What do you think you have a chance to learn about your team coming off this loss, something you've not done basically in 2 months?
I would say I've learned a lot, first off, from the situation of, learning how guys take losses, at the beginning of the year and everything. So it's nothing that we haven't been through before. We just know that we need to finish strong and just take it one game at a time, get back to the things that we need to get corrected, don't look too far into the future, and then just get ready for next week. No problem. Appreciate you guys.
See where you can improve to help the team win. And that's what you got to take from losses. We can't start pointing fingers or anything. We just got to come in here as a team, even to improve, and just know that we still got a long road, and we just got to improve.
How does that environment compare to playoff football?
Oh, I mean, it's always a big game, divisional game. It always feels like playoff football. The atmosphere is amazing. Can't say enough about playing here.
I know Josh is not really a physical opponent, but did that physicality surprise you, lowering the shoulder, stepping the ball?
Who?
Josh.
I think Josh is he the most frustrating player to play against and skill set is?
No, I mean, I just think he's a great player, and we knew that. It's just he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, you prepare for it, you just got to try to go out there and execute against him.
And do you guys as a whole have your confidence shaken at all by this, or is this group still confident in what it can be?
I don't think our confidence is shaken at all. I mean, we still have a chance to win the game, and when we didn't really execute at all at a high level defensively at the end of the game. But I don't think our confidence is shaken at all. Like I said, it's just an opportunity for us to come in and mind and really look at ourselves and just improve. It's really that simple.
Harold, what, if anything, does it say that you played them division champs when you guys played 2 1-possession games?
Yeah, that's kind of the expectation. I feel like it's always going to be a battle between us two. It just comes down to really the execution of the second half.
Harold, can you give us a perspective on the 3rd and long touchdown they scored? It looked like Josh was able to kind of get out to the right before he kicked the ball.
Yeah, it was a miscommunication. We were running something, but we all weren't on the same page up front, and that's what led to them get out and throw the touchdown pass.
Thanks.
This is definitely a reality check, man. That's a good football team. We went toe-to-toe with them in every aspect, but got to give them credit. But we've got to get a lot better from this fast.
Hunter, how close were you to hauling that in on 3rd down there?
I should have caught it. That's on me. So I got to be better. That's a personal situation, and I got to make that. So.
What can you guys learn from this to win eventually?
I mean, we can learn a lot. Learn that we need to get better. This is when real football starts, and playing out in conditions, playing out in the elements. Playing against really good football teams. I like how we obviously started, but we can't take our foot off the gas and relax. And felt like maybe not that we did that, we just didn't execute maybe at the level we should have in the second half, and came back to bite us.
What does it take to finish and execute against high caliber teams? As we get, you mentioned the months to games that matter. What did they do differently? What do you guys have to do when these opportunities present themselves moving forward?
Yeah, we just gotta make plays, man, in a way, and also do our job. I mean, everybody that's it, that is what it is. Stay ahead of the chains. Offensively, I can speak on that, and just try to keep the ball and move the ball. So we're able to do that in the second half, and like I said, it's just disappointing.
Hunter, Steph said he thinks a game like this, or loss in particular, could be good for y'all at this stage in the season. How do you see that, and how do you make it something that could be more positive?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to lose. We all hate to lose. Obviously, we've been, riding high on 10 straight games, yeah, it's a wake-up call. I mean, we all need to be better. We all got to look at ourselves in the mirror and what we can do to get better and get better fast.
Tell me a little bit about the difficulties of facing that Bills offense in the second half.
Man, that's just a resilient offense for sure. I just applaud them for not quitting. It can definitely get a little bit discouraging when you're down 21 points. So they came back in the second half with an agenda on their mind, and they executed for sure.
Josh Allen, we saw what he did against the Ravens in Week 1. He's a guy that doesn't give up. But does that, seeing it in person, does that ever surprise you? The physicality, everything?
No, not at all. I applaud the whole team for sure. I wouldn't just give credit to him. I think everybody played their part in making sure that they can get back in the game. So they did their job and they executed for sure.
To go up 21-0, did it feel like it was your guys' day in that moment?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, things can get high, but we knew that team just will play all four quarters. That's something we talked about all week. So even when we came in at halftime, we made sure that we obviously got back to level-headed and knew to compete a whole new game starting the second half for sure.
What was that environment like, just going out there, snow swirling, Hazard t-shirts on the line? What would you make of the experience?
I think that's as close to the playoff environment as this season as we got to so far. So thankful for the opportunity for sure. I think that we'll be right back in that position soon. So now that we obviously know how to handle it, we know the things that we need to dial up on and execute better when that time comes around.
What's the level of confidence that you guys can get it turned around relatively quickly, at least in time for Baltimore?
Oh, it's still high. It's still 10. No, that's not changing. So some minor things that we got to clean up, especially on the defensive end. I think offense did a great job. You can't give up 35 points as a defense and expect the offense to come save you. So we got some things to clean up. We knew the things that we need to handle when going into the game. The running back did a great job. The quarterback did a great job managing the game. And like I said, I think everybody came in on their half when it came to the second half, man, executing and doing their job well.
Is there something that signifies the team turning the page when you come back in the building tomorrow that you can see from your teammates and your coaches?
Keep your head up. Next week, that's it. I don't think that's any different than Pittsburgh week. And when you take an L, and it's still obviously you got to find the good, you got to clean up the bad and move on. So that's gonna be the first thing we do tomorrow once we get in the building: clean up the bad, find the good, and move on.
I think Diggs has used the phrase "flush it" before.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the metaphor?
Nah, 100%. I mean, you got to as soon as possible, man. I'm sure, obviously, Baltimore, as soon as they get a chance, they're going to turn on the film and make sure it's a copycat lead and pull out the same plays. If not more, they got obviously an MVP caliber quarterback in there on their side of the ball, MVP caliber running back. So it's going to take all sides on the team, offense, defense, and special teams, continue to make plays and make sure that we come out on top.
TreVeyon, as a competitor, how much do you enjoy the challenge of games like this?
It's the best thing ever. So it doesn't get better than this. Obviously, you always want to be out there and the opportunity to make those plays and seal the deal for the team. So when you get the opportunity, you got to make them happen. So we didn't make it happen tonight, but I think obviously we know what to expect and we know how to handle these situations going forward. So we'll be looking forward to next week's opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.